Welcome, everybody. We're getting ready to start our 10th session of Cypher System. John is muted and yelling at his daughter right now, so it's kind of funny to watch. I'm going to kick it right over to Jesse. We'll let him give us a recap, and we'll get right to it.
All right. So last time we picked up mid-combat with the crew attacking the Abbendon ship, the ship of the North that they had stumbled across on the small island. They were coming in contact with a few crew members, one of the strange birdmen that they had met previously, the supposed the captain of the ship, as well as a strange man wearing a bird-like mask. When confronted, the Valos found it rather difficult to deal with the bird-like man. After getting tossed overboard, the guy just kind of said, well, I'm done with this, and peaced out by turning into a flock of birds. Meanwhile, Milo kept raining hell from above and kind of took out a few people, and Decurro snuck underneath the ship with, by cutting a giant hole in the side with a phase disruptor. That worked out well. But they did manage to subdue the crew and take control of everything. And they found out from the captain that he does in fact work for Commander Morin, and that they are basically here to steal the stuff that they had ordered because it's cheaper and easier than paying for it. And so after dealing with that, they made a deal with the crew. We won't kill you if you come with us. And they accepted. And so they took the ship back to Draggart and presented it to him. And he basically said, great, thank you. We're going to load this up with the as many of the VIP guests as we can in their cargo, and we'll escort this north. And they said, basically we'll do that in the morning, and that is where we are going to pick up. So you guys basically had a rest on the island overnight. Some of the crew members managed to kind of patch up the ship, haul out some of the water, load up cargo, or at least what cargo they could find and what was left. And you are ready to go. Is there anything else that you want to do before we depart?
Just want to make sure the artifact is safe and sound.
Yes. So the artifact was recovered, and it is on the ship currently.
Good.
Just as a technical thing, which I'll probably edit it out, I had all 4 boxes for my recovery rolls checked, so I kind of think we made rolls. Because you're like, oh, we're going to go in the morning, you guys sleep. Because I have significantly more points in my pool than I should have after getting my ass kicked. So I'm still down points, just as a matter of mechanics. But I think we spent what we spent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be rolling whatever recovery rolls you had left when you go down for your 10-hour rest.
Yeah. Okay, I'll edit all that out.
No, you won't.
I will.
No, that's actually good. That's Cypher system knowledge right there that people need to know. That's good to keep in. See?
Mm-hmm.
We're entertaining. We're entertaining and teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, damn straight it is. I'm just trying to save you work.
You're right.
Oh, it's all about you, buddy.
I don't think Valos would have done anything. Like, he took a whooping. So
oh yeah,
he's content to just kind of like hang back, let Draggart, direct thing. I mean, he's the captain, let him do his thing, and
Right.
let the crew load, and they're just kind of, he's off to the side, just resting.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see too that Dragger kind of, while worse for the wear, and he's not going anywhere really. He's kind of directing from the chair, basically. He's still awake and well, physically he might not be at his best. Mentally, he's still in the game.
Sure.
All right, Milo, is there anything else that you would like to do?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So in that case, we will basically fast forward a handful of days. So at this point, the crew, the guests on the ship are few. Basically, a handful of the people that I had already mentioned before are on the ship right now. So you still have Wild Ill, Humble Guard, Illstant are all on it, as well as a handful of other people that Milo, if they were introduced to you, you might be able to recall off the manifest. But yeah, for the most part, they're kind of the more hoity-toity big traders on the ship. Everybody that had kind of smaller cargo isn't there. The one exception being Wild Ill. So yeah, you guys, over the next, let's say probably 3 days, because this is actually quite a faster ship than the Bittermother. This being, a smaller clipper style ship. So the trip is cut down by a couple of days. So by the middle of the third day, you see in the distance the kind of coming over the horizon, the outline of Southport coming into view.
Okay. I think at some point, like during the couple of days, like, while we're together, Valos just be like, so Milo, I know, you want to, the whole intention was to sell this artifact to the north, to Morin. But after seeing what you've seen, where do you stand at this point? I mean, they're ordering cargo and stealing it. I mean, I guess maybe it's cash on delivery. I don't. I mean, it's shady for sure. According to the captain, they're ready to push their attack now. So, I mean, that was their last go around. I mean, that was their last pickup. Do you want to follow through? I mean, is this something that you think that would be good to have in his hands? I don't believe so.
Well, I'm thinking. Hold on. I mean, they were going to end up with it either way.
Well, not if we don't give it to them. We could give it to them, to the people in the South. It seems like they're going to need every advantage that they could muster.
I think, now I could be wrong, but I think that you might be mistaking me for someone with a conscience. I think.
Well, Milo, I mean, yes, perhaps. You are aware that my family does indeed live in the South. Regardless of that fact, the people in the Freelands are never going to give in willingly.
Oh, well, that's kind of the point of all these supplies. Now, they did try to steal it, which does irk me a little bit. So, what we could do is go and steal other stuff from them, and then sell it to somebody else. Because obviously I'm not getting paid for this stuff, because...
Well, I don't know. I mean, their plan didn't come to fruition, so I wonder, if we were to head north, if they indeed would pay us or not. I mean, at that point, they may just take it and send us on our way. I mean, as individuals, what would our recourse be? I mean, we may be able to secure some kind of contact in the south. Perhaps someone would be willing to purchase it.
Oh, right. Yeah, because we don't want to give it to... No, we don't want to give it to Morin. Yeah, that makes sense. What if we made a decoy and had tried to... We kind of like pawn off the decoy to him as if it's the real thing.
Well, I mean, we haven't been paid, or Milo hasn't been paid, and by extension us. So, I mean, we're under no obligation to give it to him, especially considering the circumstances, no?
Now, okay, I suppose, or we could, because if that's the case, and they are ordering these things, and then they're just going out and stealing them so they don't have to pay, we could just waltz right up and demand payment like nothing happened.
But I don't want them to have it, is the issue.
Well, that's where the decoy comes in. We can just, we'll just wrap up, I don't know, a bunch of wood, a stack of wood or something. I don't know. We'll find something.
I mean, don't you think they would inspect the package before?
Easily the worst idea I've ever heard.
No, why? They trust my. Guys, just tell me it's a good idea. Just tell me it's a good idea.
It's not.
Decurro, I know you have an inability in logical planning.
How mechanical of you?
No,
I'm just gonna go sit over here.
No, well, you're working on a plan. I like it. I like the initiative.
I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
It's a good habit.
I think so.
Go ahead, Milo.
I think the real problem is that we don't really know what he wants this particular artifact for, and I'm going to go out on a crazy limb and say it's not probably obvious because, as you recall, someone got sucked into it.
Right.
Oh, yes. Right, so, yeah. How can we forget that? That Mira got sucked into it.
You forgot her name, didn't you?
Hey. No, I didn't. Hey. I just... I
think I hear her.
Is that her? Is that her? Oh, yeah, she's doing something very loud. Hold on. Yeah, you guys talk amongst yourself while I don't ruin your recording.
I mean, I empathize with your position, Milo. I mean, I know you're in this only for the money, but if we can find someone down here, it's not the money spends
money and knowledge. Really, I'm more curious now as to what our artifact actually does. What this artifact actually does, because it's not just a weapon of. It's not just like a power source. It can't just be a power source.
Well, maybe we can find a scholar down here. I mean, we are in the south now. I mean, it would be easier to get it to someone here than to travel all the way north.
That's true. Or maybe we go to Morin, and I kind of like the decoy idea. Obviously, we wouldn't make it out of wood. But try to coax information out of him to figure out what the actual thing did. Or is supposed to do, or what he wants it to do. What he's hoping to accomplish with it.
What if we left it here and went to go talk to him? I mean, then we don't need to build something, and it's at no immediate risk of him getting it. I mean, we can leave it at my parents' farm for now. I mean, no one knows who we are or what we have with us.
Yeah, let's do that. But we'll also, maybe we should also confront him about trying to steal it instead of paying us.
I mean, we could bring up the fact that the ship was attacked. Do you want to?
And let's say it got lost. Let's say it got stolen. Let's do that. Now, obviously, he'll know that that's true, but then he'll be confused because he doesn't have it.
Right. Yeah. I like that. It's the best of both worlds.
Right. Yes. I like it.
Would
And
they,
then we don't have to spend time building something.
Right.
do they know about your parents' farm though?
I don't know why he would take a particular interest in my family. I mean,
Don't you know him?
I know of him. I know he's a dick.
Okay, so he doesn't know you. I would think like maybe someone like him would know everything about everyone. But
It's
if
possible.
we could do that. I like the idea of keeping it in your parents' farm and not giving it to him, at least right away. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like that idea.
unless we can find a scholar. I mean, if Milo is after information, if we can form a contact down here that we can trust, although trust on such short term is.
I've been here in so long. I don't think anybody. I don't really know anyone around here anyway. This was just kind of like a one-way thing, and then I was going to try to sort of set something up here, but I don't know. Everything sort of seems haywire right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm on board with that. Although I did hear Milo say that he liked the decoy idea. I just wanted to get that out in the open.
I think we moved past that already.
Yeah.
Okay, but he said that though. He said
I
he
did
liked
say
it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can ask my father if he knows anyone who pursues a scholarly interest, and see whether or not we could set something up before we head north.
Yeah, let's do that.
I like it.
I think I would like that better because then my parents would be less at risk if Morin does happen to know
Or
more than he should.
or they'd be more at risk because we're keeping the artifact at their farm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we can take it to a scholar and allow them to study, then it would not be on their property, and then they would not be culpable.
Oh, I see what you mean.
How long could we keep it on this ship? Could we like because they expected us to come in on the Bitter Mother, and we didn't. So what if we just kept it here and tried to get a scholar to come here to look at it rather than?
Well, the ship has to go back to go pick up the rest of the passengers from the Bitter Mother and the rest of the cargo.
The other passengers and the rest of the cargo, right? Okay, all right. So then we should move it. We should just get it to your parents' place and just go from there. I think that makes the most sense.
All right. Well, see what happens when we get to Southport. And go from there.
Decurro goes to lift the artifact up and can't because it's too heavy. It's too heavy.
All right. So yeah, that happens at some point over the.
All right. Yeah, that
couple
makes
of
sense.
days. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Very nice. So yeah, you guys begin to pull into port at Southport, and this is a fairly bustling city. Being the main entryway to the northern continent. Pretty much everybody comes in through here unless you're looking to do some, really shady stuff, or if you just kind of, if you want to travel a little further west toward the dwarven territories, and you usually kind of head off towards the mountains that way, or Usually people don't travel east all that much because it's fairly chaotic. So for the most part, everything is funneled into the north, to the south port, and then branches out from there. So when you pull into the, when you begin to pull in, you see, larger buildings, a lot of traffic coming in and out, people just kind of hustling, bustling, all about steam rising up and smoke coming from smokestacks. The weather here is a little chillier. You're looking probably mid-fall at this point in terms of season-wise. So you're looking at, mid 60s, lower 70s in terms of temperature, and there's kind of a little bit of a chilly wind coming off of the ocean. So at this point, you guys pull in, and they dock, and the captain of the ship, basically, the former captain of the ship, basically turns to you guys and goes, "Well, what's your plan now?" They were
Milo.
Yeah. They were expecting me to make a delivery, so
Well, I feel like there's extenuating circumstances here, Dragger. You have to go back and get everyone else and more stuff. You don't have the full shipment. They can understand that.
No, I think this is the other captain.
Oh, this isn't Dragger.
no,
You're
this is the
not
former
Dragger.
captain.
I'm sorry. The sun is very bright. I can't see too well. I'm gonna go back over this way. I'm gonna sit over here. Tier 2 is I'm more void mattery.
We should probably go grab Draggart and see what he wants to do. Clearly, our cargo is going with us.
Yes.
So yeah, Draggart being kind of physically incapacitated right now has been kind of held up in the quarters, but he can he's had a few more days of recovery, so he's crutches and things, kind of making his way out. Especially now that they told him that they're going to be pulling in a port, he kind of wants to be there for that. So you see him now make his way out. He goes, "Aye, so what's the holdup?"
Valos, that's Draggart, right?
Yeah, that's Draggart.
All right.
Captain Draggart, a word, please, in private.
And he goes, aye, 1 second. And he just starts barking out orders about, tend the mast and cinch that and, stuff to get it situated and ready. And he starts telling the crew to, get ready to unload cargo and get this and that prepared and what order to do it all in. And he looks kind of new at it almost, because this is everything that Pibble took care of in terms of getting everybody organized. So he kind of stumbles over it a couple of times, and he's actually corrected by the northern crew a few times about like exactly what needs to be done first. And he's like, yeah, that's right. And so yeah, once he finishes up that after a couple of minutes, he kind of nods to you and makes his way back over to the quarters.
If he starts to like make his way back under deck, he'd be like, "Oh no, no need to go so far in your condition. Just over here." And he like points to a spot where there's not like 40 people like walking.
All right. So yeah, he'll basically go and like sit on a barrel.
Okay. He turns to the other captain. He says, "Just wait here for a minute."
Okay.
So you grab Milo and Decurro and head over. Captain, the ship we're on is the ship that attacked us. I don't know if Decurro told you that. I mean, they didn't attack us directly, but they were working with the bird guys that were riding the big bat-like things. Yeah, they're all together.
I'm pretty sure I told him that.
I've
Yep.
also been updated by Guardsman Brannick. He kind of let me in on the whole situation.
Ah, great. Okay, good. Didn't want there to be any surprises.
So that's the crest of Abbendon kind of gives all that away.
Well, okay, sure. All right. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
What's the crest of Abbendon?
It's it's an eagle with a deer in its talons over a field of grain.
But what is it?
The crest.
The crest.
CREST.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a flag, like the symbol on a flag.
The
Crest.
banner.
Oh, so it's on a banner. Is it
Yes.
on a banner? Okay.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about. Okay.
Yes.
So now that we're here, Morin would have been expecting this ship and this crew to deliver the goods that they acquired. So how do you wish to proceed?
Fuck them.
Well,
I like
that's
it.
my thought.
I like it.
No offense to you guys, but that really isn't any of my business. I was simply here. I need to take care of my crew and my guests. I need to get this unloaded as soon as possible so that we can head back on south to the island and pick up the rest of the people.
Are they going to allow you to take the ship? I mean, how does this? I mean, they're military from here. I don't know how all the politics works. I mean, I agree with you, of course.
Trust me, these folks have no control down here, and there's only 5 of them. What are they going to do?
Okay, you want us to hang around for a bit, or?
Oh no! Whatever business you have, you can. If they're unloading the cargo now, as soon as your cargo gets unloaded, you can do with it what you want.
Okay, that's fair. Milo, Decurro, you guys have anything to add?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like everything is has been covered. We're gonna need a wagon or something. We're probably gonna need some sort of transportation. Right?
I'm sure we could probably rent something down on the dock.
All right. I'll do you want me to go do that? I'll go get that.
Sure. Are you feeling okay? You look a little peaked.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's gonna be all right. I'll go get a rent some sort of a cart with
Maybe
like
get a hat. They've been in the sun too long.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. I'm gonna buy a hat and I'm gonna get a cart so we can transport the device to your parents' house. What?
Hmm.
And Decurro walks off the boat.
And then Valos continues like he's waving like a fly away or something.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, if you're good, then I guess we'll take off. I wish the trip had turned out a little bit better for both of us.
I wish I hadn't lost my ship.
Yeah.
Go find another. Oh, I'm gone. Never mind.
Maybe you get more to pay for it. He owes you at least that much.
Good luck.
Yeah, indeed.
If I never see him, I'll count my blessings.
Yeah, you and me both. And he nods ruefully, because that's not going to be the case. So I mean, he's like, shakes his hand or whatever, and wishes him good luck, and tells the other captain, like, bring our shit up and we'll be off.
Aye. And so what is Milo doing right now?
Just hanging out.
All right. And Decurro, you kind of walked off, getting ready to buy some cover up, some concealer.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm looking for something to cover my. I have a bunch of stuff, but it's not as useful as it once was because things are starting to accelerate a little bit.
Right.
So I'm going to be looking for like a big old head cover shawlish type thing with one of them big old sun hats.
All right, so we'll say that Milo is just kind of hanging out, surveying Southport, looking out over the bow of the ship, and Decurro's there, kind of waiting for them to drop the gangplank and get everything going. Why don't you two give me let's see, what would be intelligence perception checks?
Was that Decurro or no?
Yes, Decurro and Milo.
Decurro. Okay. Oh, okay.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Elect. I'm just gonna go straight. I don't have anything for that, do I? Damn it. No. Okay.
I took perception and I can't even use it.
Oh well, you're talking.
Yeah.
You're chatty Cathy.
I got a 13.
Okay. All right. So we'll say that Decurros, then you're kind of a little impatient, waiting around, looking. But you're also kind of the one to constantly kind of be looking out in your especially I'm kind of assuming you're more of like a carouser type. So you're used to kind of being in group situations, constantly looking over your shoulder just in case somebody you screwed over walks into the bar.
I think normally, yeah, Decurro is very much like he walks into a place and just notices the exits and then tries to see if there's anyone who's going to try to hit him. But I think
exactly.
Right now, I feel like I'm just like moving slowly. Decurro doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel very good. So a lot of that is probably
right.
Yeah,
but that's kind of still in your inherent being.
Yeah.
And so so as you're kind of hanging out, you actually notice that there's a handful of people that once you notice them stick out like a sore thumb in this area. They aren't wearing uniforms. They aren't carrying a banner or wearing any emblems or anything like that. However, their dress, their ensembles, the way they carry themselves, and more specifically, the way they carry themselves in a group, definitely tells you that this is more than likely a group of well-trained soldiers. And they are making their way down the dock directly to your ship.
Oh, man. I don't like that. Okay. I'm going to actually, if I see that, I think I'm going back. I think I'm going back to the ship. I don't want that. We didn't have a way. No, we didn't. Shit. Are they walking through a crowd right now?
Yeah, the whole place, this is a pretty crowded place in general. And they're not, like I said, they're not wearing any insignia or anything, so people aren't necessarily moving out of their way. But they are definitely walking with a purpose and sticking close together.
All right. I need a distraction. So I am going to, let's say, could they be maybe like they're walking by they're walking by a stand that's selling exotic fruits, can we say?
Sure.
I would enjoy walking, just clumsy, and spill the whole thing.
Well, right
out
now
on the
you
floor.
are still you are still on the ship.
Oh,
so we're still at that. They have nope. So
Okay.
You guys are all still on the ship. They have yet to actually drop any ramps or anything so that you could so that everybody can unload.
All right. In that case, I'll reach back and I'll start like tapping Valos. Hey, the guys, and I'll point them out down there. That's not. They're coming this way. That is not. You can recognize that too. And I'll point it right to him and say, Valos, you know who that is. You know what that is. We've got to do something. Valos, guards. There's guards coming. Is he muted? He's muted.
He's muted.
He's muted. He's waving you off like,
Yeah.
what, Valos or Decurro? What the hell are you going on about?
Look! And I point to the soldiers coming.
And he looks. What do I recognize their bearing as he's pointing out a specific group of people?
Of course
Yeah,
you do. You know all about this. Look.
Shit. Fuck. They were probably coming to collect whatever these guys brought back. Fuck.
How many of them are there?
Looks like 4 or 5.
Well, actually, more like 6, a half a dozen.
Maybe
All right.
half dozen. All right, sun is in my eyes. I can't see.
As you start to look at it, there's a few of them that are very clear, and then you see that there's a couple of like outliers that maybe have gotten separated by the group, or maybe are purposely hanging back a little bit. But after studying them for a few seconds, all told, you're able to pull out 6.
So, mechanical question.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Southport on the map? Is it the yellow dot on the map, or are we up on the left side?
I'm trying to pull it up, but for some reason, my
I don't have it on my laptop, so I can't screen share.
That's what. Yeah, Google Drive is not opening my my pictures for some reason. But no, it will be. Where are
So if north is the top of the map, there's a huge cosp of trees in the middle bottom.
Yep.
Okay. The yellow dot is to the bottom, so southeast corner.
Yeah, it would be to the west of that.
Okay. Up near where
no.
the other cosp of trees is, near the lake and the river?
No. Where are you? Oh, maybe it is close to that yellow dot. I'm going off of preview pictures right now, and it's pissing me off. Let's see. So the yellow dot. Nope. Actually, so it would be to the east of the yellow dot.
So further east from there.
Further east. So if you actually look, so there's. Do you guys have? Did I ever share the Highlands map with you?
I didn't see it in my thing.
All right. Well, I will share it now.
I mean, I didn't see one
share
labeled
it
as such anyway.
All right. Well, this is a picture of like a close-up of the Highlands. Not totally accurate because that's don't pay attention so much to like the regions because those have shifted over time pretty significantly. If you look at that, there's a red dot on the coast.
There's a couple, but I assume you mean the one that's south and east by itself?
Yes.
Below Fire Bay?
Below Fire Bay.
Okay.
It's that one right there.
So that's pretty far to the south, though.
Yep.
Fuck. So they're like super prepared. Because I thought if we were like way to the west, like up into the Northland, that we'd just be like, well, we're fucking leaving.
Yeah. No, and so this is what's so.
So they're. Oh, I see.
This,
I see where Abbendon is. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Abbendon is way up north.
But north on the same side. Like it's north of the Freelands, but it's not like north and west, like
Correct.
way on the other end of the fucking continent.
Correct. Yeah, they share a border.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That changes a lot of things, I suppose. Well, shit. Fuck. I don't know. Player needs a couple of minutes. I don't know.
Isn't there a little? Don't they have a little boat, little dinghy thing?
Yeah, but
No,
our
no,
cargo is underneath,
That's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
and would be in full view of.
Yeah, and I will say too, I'll pretty much give it to you guys because you probably could figure this out easily. Is that more than likely these are Abbendon soldiers? While they're, especially since they are not carrying insignia, it would probably not be smart of them to flaunt that the northern military is in the south.
Oh well, we have to make it public that's who they are. Valos,
Yeah,
right?
So it would not be weird for an Abbendon ship. Well, it's kind of weird for an Abbendon ship to be pulling up into Southport. But travel into Fire Bay really isn't all that safe. So you don't see too many ships going up into that riverway.
Right.
So it's kind of almost like a truce situation, where like we'll let your ships dock here and you can bring your cargo through and we won't attack you as long as you guys aren't assholes. So
It's too late for that.
Yep.
So if all right, they shouldn't be here. They probably don't have any identifying information on. If we were like, oh look, it's fucking Abbendon soldiers, they probably wouldn't have like their ID on them in any fashion.
Oh man,
I mean,
they
we don't
want to do something bad.
Well, we don't want to get into a fight here, I don't think.
No, but they don't want it known. If they don't want it known that they're Abbendon soldiers, I mean, they're gonna come and just try to strong arm the ship here, aren't they?
Well, they're in league with the captain. So he looks over and he looks to the captain and he runs over and he's like, look, tell your boys to get the fuck out of here.
The former captain of the ship?
The former captain, yeah, the technical captain of the ship. You're like, look, we see him coming. I'm sure these are the guys that are supposed to meet with you. You and I both know they're not supposed to be here. So we're kind of in a little bit of a standoff. We're taking our shit. Draggart is taking, our VIPs are going to leave with their shit too. So Morin's either going to pay for it or we're going to have a problem.
And so he kind of raises an eyebrow to you. Says, who are you talking?
Well, he looks left, he looks right, and he goes, I think I was talking to you. We had the opportunity to kill you once already.
Oh, no. You're making eye contact with me. I understand you're talking to me. I don't know who you're talking about.
So he puts his arm on his shoulder.
My men.
He puts his arm on his shoulder and kind of like leisurely strolls over to where their guys are making ready to like put the gangplank down. And he kind of like, he puts his, his hand on his eye and kind of like turns and sort of points, tries to be surreptitious. And he goes, those guys over there, those are soldiers. Those are probably Abbendon soldiers. They're not here to meet with you.
And he just like kind of goes not, I don't want to necessarily say limp or cold, but he actually stiffens up slightly. Yeah. He kind of leans a little bit towards you and says, we weren't supposed to meet anybody here. That's never been the deal. That's too dangerous. Why?
Clearly.
Why would we bother bringing soldiers down here? That's stupid.
Well, I know they're soldiers, and now you know they're soldiers. But most of these
Yeah,
people
that's-
down here, they don't know. I mean, nobody's paying attention.
I know, but we can't risk that. No,
Well-
the whole deal is every time is we unload and then we dock here and bring it up to the border, and that's where we do the switch. We've never done a handoff in Southport. That would be suicide.
Well, no one's ever beat your ass before either.
Is it time to beat his ass now?
No, not yet. I don't think. And he like
All right.
gives him the side eye. He says, "Did one of your crewmen signal them somehow?" Seems like Morin may be aware that something wasn't above board on your last trip.
How?
I don't know. You've never picked up a weird bit of tech, some kind of weird cipher that allows you to communicate across distance?
No, I mean it's something that we haven't been able to trust. I mean, everything can be broken. Who knows what kind of counter text they have that can intercept anything that we send.
Kind of like an Enigma
Too
machine.
risky.
Yeah.
Mm.
For sure. Look, none of that is my concern. My concern is those guys down there.
Yeah, believe it, my concern now too.
So he looks at Milo's like off to the side. I'm like waving him over, and I say direct to Decurro. I'm like, I don't know.
What if we didn't dock? What if we just left?
But we are here. Where else are we going to go? Fire Bay? No one wants to go to Fire Bay. That's why they're here in the first place. I mean, if we leave now, then they know. I mean, they clearly know something is wrong. If we leave now, I think it only makes it worse.
Well, we know they're coming. What if we just kind of hear what they have to say?
He shrugs and looks at Milo.
And then just kind of deal with the repercussions of that.
How many are there again?
We're not going to give this. We're not giving it to them. I'm not going to give it to them.
We could show them the cargo, and he like air quotes.
Yeah, we'll take them down below. I see what you're saying, and show them the cargo. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. I like that.
What do you think, Milo?
How many of them are there?
About half dozen.
Oh. Yeah, let's sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's crew on the ship. I mean, our problem is this guy's problem too. He's got something to protect here.
Yeah, maybe he wants to show them the cargo too. Hmm?
And looks at you and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're here for."
Right. To be shown the cargo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Valos just shakes his head like you can't be that stupid.
And Reggie. Oh my God.
I don't hear an Australian accent.
Fucking hell.
Chip staggers out like fucking high as shit from the cargo hold. Guys, what the fuck is going on?
I knew this was a dream. Decurro just sort of like turns and stares off in a separate direction for a moment.
I mean, if we're not leaving, I assume we're letting them on.
I don't know how we would get it off quick enough at this point. Like, what's the alternative? You know, I mean, at the very least, if they're up on the ship, we can do what we need to do without causing any kind of a scene. If it comes down to that.
Do we? What kind of ciphers do we have to work with here, guys?
There's a scene of there's like a bunch of ciphers hitting the table. They're just hitting a table. Ping, 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 ping.
I don't have anything useful. Fireproofing.
This working.
Hey John, Todd's in the chat. He's watching. He says, "You're in a dream world. Wake up, Reggie." That would be an awesome session if we day trip to a dream world that was the fucking Cypher world.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Can you imagine playing two different
We'd have to play all the characters. We have to play them all. So like Reggie would talk to Decurro.
That'd be amazing.
All right. So at this point, where are you guys?
So narratively, I am at the rail or over by the gangplank with the former captain. I assume Decurro and Milo are close by.
Well,
Yeah, I'm trying to stand back out of the way.
Okay.
I mean, I guess this all happens in moments as they're walking, we're conversing, and they're doing the things. Clearly, it doesn't take this long.
All right. So at this point, you actually see the guys start to break off a little bit. So two of them stop on the pier, and you actually, they kind of cause a disruption in any travel. So anybody that kind of wants to come down this way, they kind of like stand there, and they have like they're each wearing both like a pistol, almost like a revolver, and a sword. And so they kind of put a hand on one of those and kind of shake their head at anybody who kind of tries to wander down a little bit. One of the guys stops about midway, while the other three are now probably about 4 or 5 meters away from the ship itself. And they kind of start looking a little inquisitively as to like, why haven't they started unloading cargo yet?
All right, gentlemen. How do you want to proceed? Can only push this for so long. They're clearly here for business.
Well, are they coming up onto the ship?
The gangplank's not down still, so no. They're waiting, I guess, for it to come down.
Yeah, and actually, the captain and Valos being there is kind of what's holding up the whole situation right now.
Decurro, go tell Draggart. Let him know what's going on.
Decurro runs in the direction of Draggart.
Just runs, dives off the ship.
Fuck you guys about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll go off and tell Draggart. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, because Draggart's attitude was, fuck it, we're going to take our shit, and I'm going to take the ship and go back.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Draggart, this isn't going to go down how you think it's going to go down. And then I explained to him how the guards, how the army, they're undercover, and they're coming up, and I don't know. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what they have to say. Maybe it's a good thing.
He goes, well, the fuck. And he actually has, they brought a couple soldiers with them, a couple of the guardsmen. But they weren't expecting anything. So really, there's just a couple of guardsmen there just in case anybody on the boat got rowdy in the meantime. But yeah, he's like, well, shit. What's the captain say? What's he got going on? You say he has no idea about these folk.
Doesn't appear to, but I mean, he seems sort of surprised. But I mean, I suppose he could be lying.
All right. Well,
either way, we're not. I don't think you're getting this boat to go back to the island.
Well, I personally, I say we begin to unload the cargo and see what happens. They, I hope, wouldn't want to make a show in the middle of the city, and any noise or commotion that gets started will definitely draw the attention of the guards. So
Yeah, I mean, they probably
yeah,
don't.
my hope is that we can let these fine people off. Me personally, me and my crew will stay on the ship, and as soon as things get unloaded, we'll be off. Hopefully, that will dissuade them from any confrontation. Who knows what they're here for anyway? Maybe they just want the cargo and they'll leave.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I said, hey, we should just see what they have to say. But we can't let them have ours. That's the issue here.
Well,
is that we're not giving them ours.
Well, Decurro, if that's what you want to handle, then that's on your side. No offense, but what you do with your cargo after it's on my ship is up to you.
Okay, good. I mean, I'm glad that's how you feel, because that's what we were going to do anyway.
And Decurro's like, well, it's not really your ship.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Your ship. I don't know. But yeah, okay, fine. Good talk, Draggard, whatever. And Decurro goes back up to the top. I gotta get there's a couple guards. And he doesn't care. He's just being all draggardy, you know? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I guess he steps back from the captain.
He just wants us to unload, you know? He thinks he's getting out of here.
Right. So he steps away from the captain. He kind of puts his hand out. And he's like, I can let down the ramp, I guess. Let's see what happens.
All right. So yeah, they begin to put the gangplank down, put the ramp down, and start to unload cargo as normal. And so as they begin to bring everything down, one of the supposed soldiers begins to walk. He kind of waits a little bit until there's a clear spot, but then you see him begin to walk up the ramp.
All right. Valos would stay up top near the gangplank to see whether or not somebody was going to come up. And clearly not leaving before our cargo comes out. So
right.
Are you hanging too, Decurro, or?
Oh yeah, I'm just right. He's gonna stay. I'm gonna sort of be staying back on deck, just kind of watching everything, and just in case something goes down. But they're not taking if they try to take our device, the artifact, we have to stop them.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what Decurro was just waiting for, you know? That moment when it's go time. Because if they're not talking with anybody, they're just going in and unloading stuff. I mean, what?
Well, the one guy's starting to come up, so I just want to see where everybody is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm back. I'm just standing back watching.
Same thing for you, Milo?
Yeah, pretty much. I'd say I'm closer to the gangplank, though.
Okay, so he comes up.
All right. Yep. So he comes up and he kind of nods at the former captain. Says, Parsons, and continues walking. And he stops when one member of the ship comes up from beneath. And he kind of puts a hand out and says, "Oh, Wildil, we've been waiting for you." And they kind of shake hands and have begin a brief conversation.
You recognize the name?
Yeah, Milo has the weird glove
Oh,
that was in
yes.
the Wild Dill package that was not on the manifest.
Nice.
Yep, he is the scholar that was on the ship.
Yeah, so I mean, we just kind of wait. Can we overhear the conversation? Can I make like a perception check to?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I mean, unless they're talking in hushed tones or whatever.
No, not particularly.
Okay.
They're not yelling.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hide anything really.
Okay. What's target?
Yeah. We'll have a let's see, a DC. Let's go. Let's put the challenge at 3. We'll make it pretty easy.
Okay, so that'd be a 9. That's straight roll. It's about 50-50. I'm trained. So does that reduce it a step?
Yes. That brings it down to a 2.
All right, so that's a 6. Of course, I rolled a 5.
God damn it.
So he starts to like move forward a little bit, and like the fucking, one of the hatches, the guy like pulls the fucking hatch, like,
right.
And then some other guy like throws a thing of fucking rope over, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, you forgot exactly how noisy a ship can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of having their conversation. Then as you're trying to kind of peer into it, you can kind of catch things here and there, words, but nothing that really makes too much sense to you, at least not out of context. And then, they kind of, the soldier puts his arm around Wildil and begins to escort him off the ship. And as he does, he passes the former captain again, and he goes, Parsons, I want you to make sure that all this is unloaded. We have a couple of carts waiting that I want all this on, all right?
Oh, we're still in the cart.
And he kind of just like gives him a nod, and the soldier walks off.
Valos would nonchalantly walk back up and sort of like lean on the rail and just sort of like look out over the city, but he's surreptitiously looking to see how many guys are staying.
Mm-hmm.
If that guy's leaving with Wildil on his own, or if 3 of the guys go with him, or if 2 of the guys go with him, or whatever.
Yep. So he walks in. It looks like Wildil goes, obviously, and then one of the other guards that was waiting at the bottom of the pier near the ship goes with him, but the other 4 stay where they were.
Okay. So Valos just comes back over to Decurro and he's like, well, we've got 4 left.
Well, I mean, if they got carts set up, we can take one of their carts, right?
Well, I'm not above killing one of these motherfuckers for sure.
Oh no, I'm assuming at least one of them's going to die. But yeah,
I mean, the other thing, we could go and grab the guards and tip off the information that we think that Abbendon soldiers are here. I mean, of course they would deny it, but it may spook them enough to leave the area.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
I mean, we need to at least get our cargo out of here. I mean, he was going to get the rest of this cargo regardless. I mean, we can't take it all.
Yeah. I think when our artifact gets unloaded, goes onto a cart. If they get in our way, we kill them, and then we just take off. That's what I think.
I'm also okay with that plan.
So maybe we can ask them to help us with something below. I don't know. Or we get them to like help us with that artifact, get it out, get it loaded, and that's when boom, we jump into action.
Well, I feel like they wouldn't help unload anything. I mean, they're just here to take stuff, right?
I thought they were taking everything, like they're unloading stuff.
Well, so the crew is on the ship's crew is unloading stuff. The soldiers are on the street waiting.
Yeah.
And they're gonna leave with, I guess, carts that they have prepared. So they're gonna unload the cargo, take down the ramps, presumably then put it on those carts, and then those guys are gonna leave with the carts and go back north.
Okay. One less cart.
Yeah, so if we go and grab the guards and be like, hey, I've got some information that you need to hear, blah, blah, blah. And even if they're like, no, we're not guards, they're made, whether or not they cop to it or not. Right? So it may be enough to get them to move away or maybe leave because they're going to get that stuff anyway, right? Like it's not going anywhere other than to moor it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it frees up space for us to be able to get our shit out and go so they can't see where we're going. If they follow us, we'll kill them.
I like it. Yeah.
All right. Are you close enough, Milo? Do you get all that?
Yep, I got all of it.
Okay. Who wants to go get the guard?
Not it.
All right, I guess it's me then. Keep an eye out for our cargo then.
I'm watching for it.
All right. I'll be back shortly. I guess you'll know when I come back because you'll hear them. All right. So he makes sure he's got all the shit squared away, and he strolls off down the gangplank and doesn't even look at them like they're not even there.
All right. Yeah, and they don't pay too much attention to you either.
Okay. And he makes for the nearest. So he's been here before. So unless things have significantly changed since the last time, he makes for the the closest guard shack, guard outpost, whatever.
That's good. Yeah, and they'll have a station kind of close to the ports just in case anything happens.
I assume so.
So you won't have to walk more than a minute or so before you stumble across a guard.
Okay. I'm making a note. All right, so I mean, is the guy walking? Do I go to like a post?
No, he's kind of standing guard, patrolling slightly, but he's mostly just kind of standing in the area.
Okay. So he approaches him very neutrally, hands away from weapon. Like he's got his cloak over like the hilt of the sword. I think he had a rifle, right? So like, is it common for people to wear, like, I guess a sword would be kind of par for the course. I mean, you said the guys had pistols on their hips. Was that like a common?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As long as you're not carrying, like the rifle might be a bit much.
So I leave that
but
with
like common weapons, won't be out of the ordinary.
Okay.
It's almost a sign of status.
Mm-hmm.
If you're to afford like a revolver or something like that, or a pistol, then you're hoity-toity.
Okay.
So.
All right, so he leaves the rifle. I mean, he wouldn't. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So he approaches the guard and he's like, good afternoon, guardsman.
Hey, what can I do for you?
I have some information that I would like to share. As unbelievable as it may seem, and he kind of like looks around. Is there anybody that's close?
What do you mean?
I'm sure
like people in general.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's like foot traffic and stuff, and he's like,
"Oh yeah, absolutely."
Can I get a private moment? I don't wish to be overheard. I'm sorry for the theatrics.
And he's looking at you really weirdly now. He kind of has like the furrowed brow, and he's like, "We can discuss things here."
He's like, if you would be more comfortable, and with the opposite hand, like he pulls open his cloak to show that he has the sword.
Whoa.
With the opposite hand, he he undoes the belt and like he hands it to him, and he's like, "I have no ill intention, but this concerns the current political situation that is ongoing in the kingdom."
Well, if you want to schedule an appointment with the governor's office or something like that, that's totally up to you. But that's not really something that I deal with.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Is there? Do you have a supervisor? Is there like a lieutenant that's in the area?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you head back over to the main capital, then yeah, you can find a captain there. I'm not sure if they're gonna see you or not. I mean, they're kind of busy folk, but
for fuck's sake! So he straps all the shit back on, and he leans, like he doesn't like make a sudden motion to lean in, but he kind of leans in, and he's like, "I believe that there are Abbendon soldiers on the dock by the ship, whatever the ship's name is. They should not be here. You do what you want with the information. They shouldn't be here."
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little weird for them to be this far south, but I mean, we didn't see anybody come in, and if they're off duty or having a vacation, whatever they want to do is up to them. Like we're not going to impede their movements and their opportunities just because they're not from here, that they've chosen to carry themselves differently. I mean, honestly, that's kind of you're kind of bigoted of you to take that view up on that. I know that we've been through some troubles, but you can't kind of lump everybody in like that.
He just shakes his head and he looks at the guy like, these are not the freelance I remember. He like waves his hand at him. He just fucking walks away.
Say, well, buddy, it's maybe it's time that you catch up with the times.
Oh shit!
He doesn't acknowledge it at all. He just he storms back to the ship. And when he comes back, the guy who's like the first guy, like the closest guard to him, he just like fucking gives him the serious fucking stank eye when he walks by.
And he actually, when you try to walk back down into the pier, those two guys that were up front, they kind of look at you, and when you try to walk by, one of them actually stick out their hand and be like, whoa, you ain't got no business down here.
You want to fucking lose it? And he looks at his hand.
And at that point, he kind of he puts his hand on the handle of his sword and says, I think it's best that you move along here, buddy.
Ooh.
I came off the ship. I'm going back on the ship. So whether or not you leave here with both of your fucking hands is up to you. And he flips the cloak open and drops his hand to his sword.
Yes.
Oh. Go ahead and give me, man, what would you have for intimidation?
A might check, maybe?
Might? Yeah, that makes sense. A show of strength.
Yes.
All right. My heart is pounding because dice are fucking terrible.
Only in your hands.
Well, so what's my target number so I know what I'm doing?
We're actually going to do, well, we can't necessarily, let's see, so a 4.
A 4? Okay.
A 4.
I am going to spend 2 levels of effort.
Hey.
Wow. All right, so how's this going to work? So I have 1 edge, so the first one costs me 2.
Yep.
And then the second one costs me 3. Still?
Nope. The first level costs 3, and each level after that costs 2. So if you're doing 2 and you have an edge, you're doing 2 levels, that's only going to cost you 4.
Cost me 4. Okay. So I will spend the shit out of 4. So that brings me down to 2.
Yep.
Which is a 6. Fuck.
To be fair, you rolled a 5 last time.
I rolled an 8. So I got it.
Yay! Nice.
Ah, fuck.
And so he kind of looks at you and he keeps his hand on the sword, but he says, all right, buddy, if you got some business, you make it quick. I want to see you back here in 5 minutes.
So the 8, right? So his hands on his sword, so I just like samurai style, like click and just like break the seal.
Yeah.
So he says that, he just looks at him. Looks at the other guy. Just shut the fuck up. And then just walks away.
Awesome.
I'm sweating. Although you probably would have heard me, right? I mean, they're standing not far from the
yeah.
Because if I'd have failed, I'd have been like, Decurro!
Yeah. And Decurro's watching you from the top of the boat. And just like, it's like, all right, let's see. All right, cool. That went well.
He's like, Milo, I got five gold on the other guys.
What kind of action you giving me? Give me some action on this one. How long? What's the over under on how long it's going to take for us to have to jump in there?
So he fucking storms back up the ramp. And is like, well, the guards are fucking useless. You know, the guy was less than interested in anything. These fuckers tried to stop me coming back in, so we may have a problem when we leave.
Yeah.
But
well, let's have them get our artifact out there and get it on a cart and, you know, speed that process up.
all right, Milo, you haven't seen it yet? None of the big stuff's come up yet?
Nope, I haven't seen anything.
Shit. All right, I guess we wait.
All right, so it's only probably a couple more minutes until you finally see your cargo begin to come up out of the hold. And they're being, you know, kind of less than gentle with it. They're
whoa, gentle. Come on, guys. Damn.
So they, you know, finally get it up and out, and it hits the dock, and, you know, I mean, hits the deck of the ship, and they're kind of like trying to get it up, and it's a hard move. So finally, you know.
What are they putting it on? Like, are they just doing it over the side onto a waiting cart, or are they taking it down the gangplank? What's the...
Yeah, they're at first trying to just like because it's on, they don't really have the capability to lower it over the side of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So they just have it kind of coming up out of the cargo hold and then to the deck of the ship.
Okay.
And at that point, like, one of the guards at the bottom on the pier is like, he kind of looks up and he's like, all right, come on, let's get him moving.
Valos just like head like over the, you know, like looks down. Says, all right, guys, how the fuck are we getting this thing out of here?
Let's let them bring it down the gangplank for us and see where they bring it.
Oh yeah,
because they're not gonna be able to move it and ship it all in one day. So they're gonna have to have it in a stowaway point, and we'll just take it from wherever they stow it.
Well, I think they had carts waiting. I thought.
Yeah, but they're not gonna bring it all the way to wherever it's going today. There's gonna be a midway point in between.
Valos' blood's up. He just wants to kill these fucking guys right in the middle of the fucking pier.
Make an example out of them.
Fuck.
Is that what you want to
Take
do?
the artifact.
You want to fight these guys in the middle of all these civilians?
Might make it easier to get out of there unnoticed.
So how? I mean, do we have some estimation of how heavy this thing is? Like, is this something like 2 or 3 people can carry, or this thing weighs like 1,000 pounds?
No, it's probably like trying to move like a piano. Like probably like a few like Decurro has had experience moving this before, and it takes probably like 3 good-sized people to be able to really move this thing around.
So not Milo.
Yeah.
He's loath to let them take this. I mean, unless we let them take it and we just leave at that point and follow where they're going or where the package is going to. I mean, unless
That's
these guys are
another good
following and they don't appear to be, right? Because they're still there. So the cargo is going off and going someplace. And these guys are, I guess, just sort of overseeing, right? I mean, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jesse, have we seen any of them leave? Or are all 4 of them still there?
Nope, all of them are still there.
All right. So Milo, maybe you're right. Maybe we'll let them take it off and then we just leave.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, but that fucker with the, we're gonna say that guy's got like red hair, Jesse, and like a fucking scar on his cheek.
Sure. Makes
That
sense.
that redheaded fucker with the scar. He's mine. At some point before this over, he's mine.
Oh shit.
And he just shrugs and waits for them to fucking move the cargo.
All right. So yeah, they begin to kind of lower it down, walk down the plank, and yeah, you actually see them that once they begin to walk, you know, and it's a struggle to get this kind of down the plank and onto the pier, but you know, a few of them finally do, and once they do, you actually see the guards kind of begin to move. And one of them up front begins to reach out underneath his cloak, and he has kind of a satchel there, you see. And he pulls out a small disc, and he just kind of gives it a turn. You see a small glow, and he sticks it onto the bottom of the, you know, your wrapped up obelisk. And he goes around to one corner, puts one on, goes around to another, puts one on, goes up to the middle, puts another one on, and up to the tip, and finally puts one on there. Then you see him pull out a almost like an onyx rod.
Oh, this is the same kind of rod that Pivel had?
Oh shit.
Yeah. And he goes through and goes tap, 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 tap.
No.
And you see all of the guys who are carrying this kind of suddenly come up a little bit, and it's like light as a feather in their hand.
Fuck.
That's a good thing. It's going to make it easier for us.
That's true. It's okay. We can just we'll let them do all the work, and then we'll get out of here with it.
Yeah, but this is the first time that they've moved, so this is the one that they really want.
Yeah, I mean, sure. It's probably got the most potential.
So Valos just cracks his knuckles, and he's like, well, guess I'll get my wish sooner than later.
Yeah.
Jesse,
I'm happy for you, Valos.
Jesse, how big is the dock across?
It's about 8 feet wide and probably about, say, 20 feet long.
And how many guys are by our obelisk?
Right now, 2 guards, the 3 crew members. And there's 1 guard halfway down the dock, and then 1 more guard. Actually, no, sorry. So there's 1 guard at the ship right now, 1 guard halfway down, and then 2 up at the top of it.
And how many are actually at the artifact?
So 1 at the ship next to, he's the one with the satchel that just put all the stuff on.
Okay.
And then the 3 crew members.
Okay. The crew members are like our guys, though. They're not like bad guys, right?
Well, they're the crew of the ship.
Right, our ship.
So they're not, yeah. Well,
Okay.
yes,
Well,
but
the
it's an Abbendon. Yeah, it's an Abbendon ship. So they are, yeah. They're loyal to you in as much as you didn't kill them.
Yeah. Yet.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, Valos would wait, because this is the first time that they've really moved, to see whether or not all of them leave with our package, or if he was just making it easier for them to move it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
stay.
Gotta watch more of this unfold a little bit.
Yeah, I would wait until they start to go away. Like, I wouldn't immediately like, okay, there's our thing, let's leave right behind it.
Yeah.
Right.
You would wait a minute or two, not lose sight of it. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Follow it.
Yeah,
So that, but not to make it like, hey, we're with that.
right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely makes sense. So yeah, they and yeah, you actually see that he begins to follow with it. And
Is it that guy?
What do you mean?
Is it the redheaded guy or no?
No.
Okay.
But so he'll follow, and then as it begins to make its way down the pier, the guy in the middle joins up with the guy with the satchel.
Uh-huh.
And when it reaches the end of the pier, the 2 in the front kind of take flanking positions up. So now they have this thing surrounded.
Okay.
They have your cargo surrounded at this point.
Looks like it's time to go.
Why don't you guys go ahead and give me speed stealth checks?
I have stealth.
I think I do too.
It doesn't matter. I can't roll for shit. So.
All right. And this will be against a 3 because they are it would normally be a 4, but I'm going to give you guys an automatic opportunity, basically, that it's a crowded city and they're not really looking too much for you.
I'll go ahead and spend one level of speed effort on it.
Okay.
So, John, let me ask you. My edge is 2, so if I spend a level of effort, it only costs me 1, right?
Yep.
I do
Yes.
so. All right, so it was 4. I'm trained. That makes it 3. I spend a level of effort, makes it 2.
Man.
Nice.
4,
Fuck.
3 with your special thing, and then with my level of effort, and I rolled a 7, so I hit it. I lowered it down to a 1.
I did not. I rolled a 5 again. So they know me. Like I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, I fucking got all up in their shit.
But I am Shadow. Decurro is Shadow.
Barely.
It's so bright out here.
Like, it's overcast.
It's
He
too
pulls the
bright.
straw hat down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually picturing one of those big, like, Kentucky Derby sun hats.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
Milo?
I rolled an 11, but I was planning on waiting because they're not going to get very far with it. Like, it's easy to track, so I'm not like, I don't need to be right behind.
It's very true. Right. Very nice. So yeah, you guys are kind of walking a little bit, and you make it like half a block, and the redheaded asshole kind of looks over his shoulder and sees Valos. And he immediately is like, "Oi, hey, you. What the fuck are you doing here? Get out."
He just
I told you, take care of your business and scram.
Oh man, so many things I want to do.
This is like John wants to kill this guy.
So I wouldn't know. See, I don't know because I don't know where Reggie went. I don't see him.
I am Shadow.
Yeah, you guys kind of like split up a little bit, and you have no clue where everybody else is.
Fuck, I don't know. I want to just flip him off and then walk down the alley and hope that he follows me.
Yeah, nice.
But he might send the two other guys, and then those two guys goes, and then if you're not around, then I'm fucked.
I don't think I'm far. I can't imagine I went far for you.
What's Jesse?
Yes.
What does what do the buildings around us look like? Are they tall?
Yeah, most of them towards the seaside are fairly short. But once you get about a block or so in, you start getting 2 to 3 story buildings. Mostly stone, cobbled with some timber and clay. But you don't want too much wood seaside because wood rot and stuff. So
right. Which like where is our package going?
It's heading basically. There's like a main road that runs right from the pier to the center of town, and then branches off from there. And it's basically heading right up that main road.
Okay. If I were to jump onto a roof, would they see me?
With your stealth check, no.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Sounds good.
And I'm going to jump onto the roof, and man, I wish there was some way I could communicate with Valos and just say that I'm going to keep following the thing so he can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
I can't. I flip the guy off. I just.
Yeah, you do.
He starts fucking talking shit, and I'm just like, fucking just flip him all the finger, and then just like turn and walk down the alley that I'm like right next to.
All of it.
Go ahead and give me an intellect check. This is going to be and it's going to be a 3. And this is basically to psych this other guy out, to manipulate him into following you.
Straight roll. I fucking rolled a 1.
Jesus.
So he doesn't even like wait for the reaction. Like he just doesn't even see it. He just he goes down the alley and like fucking draws his sword and like waits around the corner. The guy never shows up.
Right.
I don't even have any XP to give you.
I don't have it either.
This guy's just like this fucking dick, and like he lets you be.
So he's standing there like fucking poison dagger in his hand, like fucking just wait.
This is gonna be great.
This is it. Like 5 minutes go by, and you're like, "This isn't it."
I don't know that he would wait for that long. I mean, if guys didn't come kind of running around the corner, like he would wait about a minute, maybe.
I don't know. With a 1.
All right, fair. Okay.
I'm joking.
So
you could probably tell within a minute or so, like, shit.
So he sheaths the dagger.
Yeah. I'd actually say the big thing is that as you come out, you have now completely lost track of where your package is.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he instead of coming out to the main road, he was going to kind of like go up and around to the next block to try to get a beat on him again. But yeah, I guess, either they broke in a different direction or they just moved faster than he thought.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to have to, like, you have a general idea where they're going, but now you have to play catch up with them.
So he's fuck. So now he's like angry walking through, and he's like looking around, like pushing
Who
people
can I
out of
kill?
the
I gotta
way.
kill somebody.
Fuck.
All right. So yeah, how about we'll go quick to Decurro just to figure out what are you doing? What's the game?
Well, I mean, I wanted to stick with the artifact. You know, I can't.
Okay.
I can't lose that thing.
Right.
So, I imagine I'm just sort of like fashionably off in the distance, just like not losing eyesight on it, and just sort of staying hidden, or
Okay.
like blending in as best I can. But like, oh, there it is. Okay, good. Oh, move a little more. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Sounds good. How about so Milo, you want to jump up on top of a building?
Yeah, I figured I was already up there, but yeah, I'm following them
Yep.
on the roofs and just leaping from building top to building top.
I love it. Is there so? Yeah, that's basically what you wanted. You want to follow them up on the rooftop?
Yep.
Like old Saint Nick?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna call my jump magic Rudolph.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So yeah, you're following them pretty easily. Nobody's really paying too much attention to up there. So you're almost like Spider-Man, just like boop, boop, boop. And but like Venom suit Spidey.
All right.
Yeah. And so yeah, you're following them, and you actually see that as they get to, and Valos, Decurro, you can see as well because you're kind of behind him at this point too.
Mhm.
But Milo, you have kind of the high ground, so you can get more of a better vantage point. And so as they get to the center of town, you see them. Now Abbendon is to the north, and there are two main gates in Southport, and you'll kind of know this from you've been here a bunch of times. And so there's the gate that goes to the north that leads to what they call Stoneway, and that's usually the path upward. Go up north, take the road, eventually get to Abbendon. When they get to the center of town, though, they break west. And they begin to head towards the western gate.
Oh, interesting.
And we'll actually say, you know what? We'll say this is where Valos loses things. Is that you kind of try to take a couple of shortcuts, and you begin to break. You expect as well that they're going to head up to the northern gate. So you kind of make a curl around and try to take a couple of your shortcuts up and beat them to the northern gate.
Sure. Now, so are they going? So I have the map up. Is it going to go through the cost or the? There's two mountain, like a 4 mountain peak and a 2 mountain peak. Are they going through where those two sets of peaks are, or are they going? Because we don't have a close up of the city per se, right? Because all the roads are further up,
right?
So I'm just wondering.
Yeah. So yeah. The roadway, as you kind of know it. So if they go north, it kind of cuts. It cuts between that 2 peak and that 4 peak, whereas the western road goes underneath that 2 peak and kind of follows the coastline that way.
Okay.
Good deal. Okay. Yep. So I am out of position. I guess they know where everything is. Do we want to wrap it there based on John's post in the chat? Do we want to go for like another 15 minutes?
I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm just so sorry.
All right.
That's cool.
No, so you know what? We can will you guys be cool with like another 5 minutes?
Yes.
And then we will have a very good breaking point.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
Okay. All right. So right now, Valos is kind of up at the northern gate, and they break west, and you guys begin to kind of follow them out towards the western gate. So as they come through, you see that there is a and again they if you know what you're looking for, they stick out like a sore thumb. A small conclave of soldiers. There's probably an additional 3 here. Plus, so there's 3 soldiers waiting at kind of a wagon with a couple of horses. And one of the guard that had met Wilden is there. Wilden is also there. And there is a woman who seems to be ordering everybody around. She has long black hair kind of pulled up into a tight bun, and then, you know, into a ponytail that comes down. And she is most definitely military. And you see that, you know, she still has the like about half of her armor on, and she has the pauldron and everything, and she's not rocking any insignia like the other guys, but she's, of the whole group, definitely not trying to hide her soldierness.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Decurro, you're not too familiar with this area, are you?
No.
No, but Milo, you've been up to the Highlands quite a bit, like back and forth.
Okay.
So I'll go. Yeah, so I'll have you go ahead and give me an intellect check. This will have to do with basically knowing the people of the area, the socialites. So if you have anything to lower that, we're going to start off at a 5. But if you have any skills or edge or anything like that that you feel will lower that, then we can play with that.
That's a good question. I think that I don't think I do. I do have knowledge about geography and stuff like that, though. So.
Well, I'll allow geography and such to play into that.
Okay.
Because I think that'll be knowledge of the region in general. So.
Okay. I rolled a 12.
Well, that matches it perfectly. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, so you kind of look at this a little bit, and it's, you know, judging from a distance at first, it's kind of hard to get a hold of. And you also haven't really seen this person in a while. But after a few moments, you recognize her as Captain Morin. This is the commander's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Did you want to bump?
Yeah.
I can add that in post.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't really do much about that. I'm on a roof. Decurro's nowhere near me. Valos is lost.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
You
yeah,
can start
we'll say too,
raining down magic.
Right? You can see Decurro. He probably can't see you, but you can see him. But more important too, you cannot see Valos.
Right.
You have no idea where he is.
You may hear him screaming. His screams on the wind as he's just like, motherfucker, stomping around the gate. Like, have you seen a guy with a fucking...
He's got red hair and 3 scars on his cheek.
I want to give him a 4th scar.
Yeah, very nice, guys.
Cool.
Yeah, and again, I'm sorry. It's been a hell week. I didn't have...
that's fine.
That's cool. It's a good session.
I like Valos like getting his bloodlust up and just like left at the altar.
Yeah. Oh, fuck him.
I'll get him.
That's okay. I rolled nothing over a 4.
True.
Died in an alleyway.
How does one? What's the equivalent of jerking off, but when you want to kill somebody? Do you just stab random stuff, or?
I think it's probably called. Hold on. Okay, I think I might have it. Either mass. Nope.
It's gone.
Homicide debater. Homicide debater. Something like that. There's something there.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
It's something.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Is that what murder hobos are? Oh my god, I think that's what a murder hobo is. I think that's what every RPG player is. They're just
that's it. Yeah.
Yep. You can all tie it back to one person that got away, and they just go on a killing spree, pretending that everybody they kill is that one person.
Yeah. I don't think we have to worry about that.
No, too bad.
Oh well. Maybe next time. So did they all go together then? All of the soldiers, the 3 guys that left, along with the cadre of people who were there, they all went west?
Well, right now, yeah, we're basically they're loading up your cargo onto the cart, and yeah, the expectation is that they will be going west.
Okay. Okay. Well, we could. Yeah. I mean, we'll do this after. Forget it. All right. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for running. Thanks you guys for playing. John, you've had a shitty week, so I'm glad we were still able to get a game in.
Yeah, it was nice playing. I wish I had more chutzpah.
Next week we'll do it again. It'll be the 4th week. We'll do it twice.
Jesus, yeah. Hey, I'll depending on how it goes, I might be sitting here like, well, where's my invite email? What the fuck?
Shit. All right. Well, we've got coffee available from Birds of a Feather Coffee. You can follow a link in the show notes or tinyurl.com/legendary brew. Ratings, reviews on iTunes and other podcatchers that you use.
Use the code.
Yeah, use the code on the coffee. Legends10 gets 10% off. Shipping is always free. I always forget that stuff. I think it says it on the site. So, I mean, if you're interested in coffee, maybe go check it out. All the other information's there, probably. Maybe. I don't know.
You don't ever want to sleep? I Legends Brew.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for checking it out. We appreciate everybody checking it out. We got a bunch of new subscribers in the last week or so. So nice. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace. Bye.